Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. Last week Google made Gemini 2.0 available for everyone. This is considered their flagship model. In this video tutorial I will use it for document parsing and test its capability with invoice parsing, invoices in Arabic, French and English. When parsing an invoice we will ensure structured output that respects predefined format. In order to do that we will use Pydantic library and Google Gemini response JSON MIME type. If this sounds a little bit confusing to you or you don't have much coding knowledge, that won't be an issue because I have created a Collab notebook easy to follow with Gradio application where you can upload your invoice and get in no time your output as a JSON format. And also if you want to modify the code, use another model or change the parameters, that won't be an issue because the code, as I said, it's very easy to manipulate and to modify. So without further ado, let's jump to see how it works and then let's see the code together. Hello again. So now let's see the Google Colab notebook. First, we start by setting up the environment and we install the necessary libraries. We don't need to install Google Gemini because it's already installed. All you need is to install the Gradio. We are going to use it later for the application. Then we'll start by importing Gemini. And for the user data, it's a good practice to save in the Colab secrets your secret keys like the Grok API key, the Gemini API key, and the Hugging Face token. And whenever you are going to use one of them, you can just activate it from here. So as you can see here, the API is Gemini API key and the client is Gemini client API key. Here I stated three Gemini models, the Gemini 2.0 Flash, Gemini 2.0 Flash Lite, and the Gemini 2.0 Pro. We are going to start with the 2.0 Flash and then we are going to change to another model. So the Gemini models are able to process images and videos which can be used by the base 64 strings and using the Files API. After uploading the file, you can include the file URI in the call directly. The Python API includes an upload and delete method. When you are going to do the client file upload, we can just pass the link for the file. So first, we can upload a file with the config, for example, the display name. Here I uploaded my resume, and one of the things that we can do is to count the tokens. For example, this is my resume here. This is my resume. The first thing we can start doing is to calculate with client models.count tokens the number of tokens in this resume, which is 1858 tokens. That will help us to have an idea about the cost if you are dealing with many documents, and also the chunking and the text splitting if you are doing a RAG or other things. So next we are going to use the structured output with Gemini 2.0 and Pydantic. Pydantic is a Python library. We are going to import base model and field. It will help us to create the schema, like the keys that we need to see them, and we need the model to generate a value for them at the structured output format. So here we define, for example, the class topic contains name and the class person with the first name, last name, email, work experience and education. As you can see, for work experience and education, it's a list of topic. It means the element of the list are topics that contains the name of the topic, like description is the name of the topic. Here you can see the description, mention the work experience. If not provided, please return an empty list, and for the education it's the same thing. So let's start with a prompt, simple prompt. We are not going to upload a document or any other thing, it's just prompt or plain text. Here Ahmed Boulahia is Tunisian AI engineer working on a tutorial for invoice parsing using Google Gemini models. And now let's generate a response using the person model. Here there is the client, models, generate content, the model ID, the content is the prompt itself, and the config is set to application JSON. We need the output to follow a JSON format, and the response schema is the person, which we defined here. So let's see the output. It's already shown, but okay. So the first name is, it knows that this is the first name. It's so very impressive. It knows that this is the first name, this is the last name, the email, it's not existing, and the work experience, the only information here is AI engineer. So the work experience is AI engineer, and for the education is an empty list, because we stated here, if not provided, please return an empty list. Here we can create class for that person, and we can just call it whenever we need it. let's move to the next part, which is extract structured data from PDF using Gemini 2.0. So right now we saw how to extract from a prompt, or let's say a plain text. Now we are going to use a document. For this, we are going to create this function, extract structured data. We give it the file path and the base model we need. The file is the client file upload. As you can see here, we have the file path with the display name. So the prompt is basic prompt, extract the structured data from the following PDF file. And the response is client.models.generate content. We send the model the content, which is this time not only the prompt, but also the file, with the response, which is a JSON following the model response schema that we are going to take from the input. And we return the response.parsed. Okay, so let's see. For an invoice, we need basic information like invoice number, date, items, and total gross worth. Okay, each item will be represented by a description, quantity, and gross worth. For this, I'm going to use this. Let me show it here. This invoice, it's from Orange, written in French, also some Arabic, and I think it will be a good invoice for testing. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so we print the type result. It's a class main.invoice, and we also print extracted invoice result.invoice number. So here we have the invoice number. Let's put it on the right to verify. Okay, so the invoice number, we can see it here. It seems to be right. And also the date, which is 1/2/2019. 1/2/2019, with total gross worth of 36.4, and it's right. As you can see, there is no English in this invoice, and the model so far precise and accurate. Here we can see there is a little bit ambiguity for the model because it represented the total or tax value as an item, and the tax value, which is the percentage of the TVA, which is the tax value, as a second item, which is not accurate at all. So to overcome this, I will create more precise fields in the Pydantic class, and also with a good description for the model to understand better what type of data should be extracted for each of the fields we mentioned. For that, let's push it forward. We will update the class invoice with the right fields, upgrade the system prompt, and also create Gradio application at the end. Also, we will change the model to Gemini 2.0 Pro, which is their best model so far. You can use it with 1,000, as far as I remember, 1,500 requests per day, and it's free to use for anyone. So to get the API key, I forget to show you that, you need to go to just look for Google API key and then go to Google AI Studio API key, and you can, by clicking here, get API key. Create API key, and you create your own API key, and you're free to go. Also, for the datasets I'm using and the invoice, there is a very impressive open source website that contains a lot of images generally for image recognition and computer vision in general, which is RoboFlow. You can see here, for example, let's see Invoice, and you will see all sorts of datasets. So yeah, that's what I wanted to mention. Going back here, so right now we changed the model, as I said, to Gemini 2.0 Pro, and now let's create a more specific Pydantic base model. So I called it Invoice 2. It will contain the invoice number, the business information, the seller business details, and the customer information, the client details, the items, list of itemized goods or services, the tax, the total, and the payment method stated in the invoice. As usual, for the items, it's not just an item. We have a list of items, which is defined here. Each item should have a description, quantity, unit price, and subtotal. And for each value, we add a description, so the model knows exactly what value should be written in front of that key. Also, for the business information and the customer information, we have more than one field to fill, containing the name, address, phone, and email, for both client and seller. Okay, so now let's try parsing the same invoice that we parsed before. which is this one. Okay, so let's run the output. Here we have the, okay, as you can see here, there is the extracted invoice. That's the invoice number with total gross worth, which is the total. It's right again. And a payment method, there is no payment method included here, so the payment method is none. And for this, it didn't print anything for item in items because the items list is empty. So far, it's more accepted answer than adding the total hors taxe and the TVA as an items. Okay, so now let's try with other type of invoices and let's see the model behavior. We modify this function just to return the JSON by changing the response.text as a return instead of response.parsed. Okay, so right now let's jump directly to the Gradio application and let's see it in a better way. First, let's import the Gradio and the JSON, and we just copied all the code we have and we added the Gradio interface here. Honestly, 80% of it is generated by DeepSeek, and I do the same for Streamlit applications. The documentation is there, it's very easy to follow, but I found it easier for lazy people like me to generate it directly with DeepSeek or ChatGPT. So let's run this. It will give you the application interface here, but I want to use it via this link. Okay, this link you can share it with anyone. It will, as they mentioned here, the link will expire in 72 hours. You can share it with anyone. For example, if you have a project or an idea to show to your friend or to your colleague, you can just share the link with them and they will have it on their side. Okay, so first let's start by uploading the invoice. Let's start with an easy invoice, let's say structured invoice, and let's see the result of the model. Process file. Okay, we have the invoice number, the business information, it's Kylie Lee, illustrations, the address, the info, there is no phone number, the email is right, the customer information, it's right, and for the items, we can see that there is two items, the nature, information, sign, illustration, and the map and brochure design. Map and brochure design, so we have the nature thing here. For the second, it's the map and brochure thing, 3 hours or quantity, 18, and the subtotal is right. Let's try another invoice that represents more the real-life invoice, not very structured, with handwritten stuff on it, and let's see how the model will behave. Okay, we have this invoice here, and let's process it. As you can see, it represents the real-life invoice. It's not very structured, and also the image, it's not very clear. Okay, so first let's start with the invoice number. Let's check it. It's 186. Okay, it's here. We can see it here, 186. Maybe the video, it's not, maybe you'll not see it. Okay, this is better, I think. Even for me, when reading directly from this image, it's not very clear to me. Okay, so the business information, the name is Dulsko. It's here. I can read it in Arabic, it's right, but it's just behind the uploaded file. Okay, the address is the right one. We have the email, also the customer information, it's all extracted. We have the items, the description of them, that's right. The total amount is 8,458, which is barely visible here, but it's correct. And the payment method, we have the IBAN and the bank name. Let's check that. We have the IBAN here and the bank name, which is a bank in Dubai. Okay, so that's very impressive, to be honest, and that will conclude our video for today. You can find this notebook on my GitHub repository. I created YouTube project repository where I will upload all the notebooks related to my YouTube projects. You will find the link in the description below. Also, you can follow me on the Hugging Face repository. I am uploading open source models, maybe it's interesting for you, and also open source datasets. And if you have any other questions or you want to contact me or collaborate, you can leave a comment in the description or feel free to contact me on my LinkedIn. You can find also the link below in the description. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you can try it on another type of documents. If you have any idea, you can leave a comment for me, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.